Today I got the Rollerblade REVV BOA to review for you. I bought the REVV BOAs. I had the E2, I had the Rollerblade Endurance, had problems with it. I then had the Rollerblade E2, had problems with that. When these things came out, I got really excited and quickly went ahead and purchased the set. I thought the great thing about this was that you can purchase the boot only, so Rollerblade aren't trying to give you a boot, frame and wheel combo. I thought that was great because I already had so many other frames. But while I was purchasing, I went and got the Rival 12.8 inch 3x125 frame that's made in 7000 series aluminium. It's very, very light. It feels pretty stiff. Really modern, nice looking frame, and it really pairs with that boot well because of the greeny yellow colour that matches the buckles on the skate and the tongue of the skate. The only downside to that is it kind of doesn't really look all that great on any other skate because of the black and the yellow. So if you've got a skate with a different colour, it kind of doesn't quite work. You can always flip it though and then run them back to front, have the two frames facing out, like swapped opposite, so you've got two black frames. But yeah, really good frame. I like it. I want to keep it, but it kind of goes with this boot, so I'm selling this boot and these frames together. Okay, this is a great boot. It's a beautiful boot. It's very light. It breathes really nice. The cuff works quite well. It's got a lot of, it pivots well. It supports you well. The buckles are typical Rollerblade quality stuff. Metal buckles, hard plastic. It's very minimalistic. You've really only got two things to do up. You've got the BOA lacing system and then the buckle, so it's really nice and quick and easy to put on. I used to fit in the Endurance Pro. I don't really fit in the E2 Pro. I'm not sure why they seem to have gotten about 5mm shorter. This is supposed to be a 31.5cm boot, but it crushes my toes. I don't fit in it. I don't know why. Actually, I do know why. Part of the problem with this boot for me is it is very comfortable when you put it on, but your foot kind of doesn't really get locked back in the heel that effectively. So it kind of sits neutral for me. So even though if I lean forward and really push my heel into the boot, I can just fit in length. But once I relax and don't concentrate on that, my foot tends to slide forward and then I end up crushing my toes, which kind of points to another problem. This BOA system is really convenient because it's just so quick. It's just put your foot in, ratchet it tight, and then you're good to go. Is it tight enough? I don't know. The tongue is really fantastic. I really was impressed by the tongue, the material. It's like some of that padded stuff that people wear on their heads when they're playing football or ball sports. It's flexible, it's soft, it's nicely padded to protect your foot against the cabling from the BOA system. But anyway, you can open it right up if you want to let the ventilator air out after a skate. But the tongue around here fits your foot really, really well. Where I was having some problems is the edges of the tongue were kind of a bit sharp. So on one foot, I was getting the corner of the tongue here. It's very thin, as you can maybe see. That was kind of cutting or rubbing against, cutting my skin on the inside of my right shin. For some reason I only got it on one side, not the other side. That's not the end of the world. You could always put some tape on your skin there to protect that part. Overall, this BOA thing works quite well in that it gives even compression from the front all the way to the back as it wraps and compresses down across your whole foot, which is good because I guess the problem for me with the E2 was that the strap across the top used to really crush the top of your foot. There was such a specific pressure point that it would, for my case, when I tried to do a 100km skate in my endurances, and the E2 didn't really change, That strap was just, it would compress right across a single tendon across the top of the foot. It was very uncomfortable, and I've heard other people had that problem too. I don't think you'd get that with this, because it's such a good way of supporting the top of the foot or compressing evenly across the whole skate. I've got some really good speed skates where your ankle gets pushed in and locked in really solid. Rollerblades seem to never really want to do that. Maybe they cop too much criticism about having boots that crush people's ankles on the side, so they've let them flare out a little bit. These are actually kind of loose on your ankle, which was a surprise to me. I thought after the Endurance and the E2 they would be they'd be trying to compress your ankle like the Endurance and the E2, which was a major pressure point for me and a lot of other people that I've talked to about them. So it's kind of wide on the ankle, which is good, makes it comfortable for more people. The downside to that is most of the compression or the locking your foot into this boot comes from that BOA system from about the toes up to sort of midpoint here. And because it's just pushing down on your foot, not down and back, for me, you don't really get pushed back in on your ankle, and then my foot can slide forward a little bit, which then gives me the problem that I almost didn't fit them anyway, and now I don't fit them because I can't get my ankle to go back far enough, which means I crush my toes, which means it's not going to work for me. I was so disappointed in that because I really love the look of this boot. I think it looks great, it's modern, it's new, it's different. It breathes so well, it's so light. Really nice skate, but it just didn't work for me. If you don't have the really big feet like me and you can try these on, I think you'll find the right size for you, and then you'll have a very comfortable, efficient marathon skate or long distance skate that's comfortable, quick to put on, you wear it all day. There is a bit of an Achilles lock or like some padding around the Achilles there to kind of try and stop your foot coming out. That's nice, it doesn't get in the way, it doesn't give me blisters in the ankles like some other speed skates do. The carbon's very similar to the Endurance and E2 looking carbon. It's pretty efficient and power transfer, I think. You've got ventilation underneath, just like the boots before it. Yeah, the only concern I'd have is maybe the BOA lacing system over time might break. I don't know how easy it is to replace that part, as it's not a Rollerblade specific thing. I think BOA is its own copyright trademark thing. Maybe you can just buy a new BOA part and replace that and replace the cabling. But I think you'd get a good couple of years at least before that happened. Modern, clean, light, fast, comfortable for a normal foot, I think. Very quick to put on because of the BOA and the strap. Quality parts, quality look, quality materials. I think it's a really good skate. I'm not sure what the answer to the problem of locking the ankle back would be, other than redesigning the lacing system, perhaps with maybe you could have a strap on the front to hold you down on this part, and then have the BOA ratcheting part only focusing on the upper part to try and put 45-degree pressure back on your heel or your foot to lock the ankle back in place, and then you'd have even probably even a faster skate because you'd have more control, and be able to use better technique with it. At the moment, it kind of feels like you're kind of swishing around there a little bit, which is easy, good for comfort over long distance, but maybe not as supportive as it could be. Not as supportive as it could be, but by doing that, they probably allowed it to fit more people's feet. I think you get a footbed sizer, so that comes with it, which is an extra piece of foam you can put underneath the inner sole to make it a tighter fit. I didn't fit it even without that, so it's not going to help me. You get a really good nice inner sole. Actually, I won't even bother taking it out, but it's a quality inner sole. It's the same one that you get in the Maxims and the Twisters. It's a pretty simple skate. Like there's not many features on it. It's just you got a BOA, you got a strap, you got thin, lightweight, breathable materials, modern materials, a really nice clean look. It's great. With the frame, with the what do you call it? The rival frame. Pretty nice looking skate. So yeah, if you can try them on. If you try them on and they fit you, I think you can't really lose. But if you can't try them on, like me, because we don't sell these in my country, I had to take the gamble of ordering them online and hoping they worked, but they didn't work out. But good on Rollerblade for trying something different and pushing the envelope and making a new skate, a new design. They're always innovating, which is great. Go Rollerblade.